All right, guys, Monday afternoon. It's just after lunchtime. Wife's leaving from her lunch break. So today there is no wind, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to spray a bunch of little small parts. That way I don't have to have the fan going and the door closed and all that, because it's pretty hot. This way I can do little parts and just kind of go through and set them up, So what I did, I mixed up some Mason acrylic enamel here. I love that stuff. It's DuPont. It's just their quality line, or cheaper line, I guess you'd say. Anyway, stuff's inexpensive. It holds up well. It has a very awesome shine, and it flows out wonderful. If you guys have been following my channel long enough, you know I don't like spray painting parts, especially when it comes to brackets and just little stuff. I like actual spray through the gun paint, especially on engine parts. It holds up better, more resistant to chemicals, heat, and all that. So anyway, I wanted to get my alternator case pads right here painted today. I have to go to work tomorrow on a 57 hardtop of a friend of mine's, so this can cure out the rest of today and tomorrow, and then I can put my alternator together and bolt it on the engine. So this was the main thing I wanted to paint today. So I mixed up, which was very little in the bottom of that can. I mean, I bet it wasn't 3/8 deep of paint in the bottom of that, so I just mixed it in the can. And by the time I poured my little touch-up gun, it actually saves a lot of paint when you're using it. It's a mini HVLP. Anyway, after I got the alternator case painted with 2 coats, I had quite a bit of paint left over, so I decided I'd go ahead and do up some more brackets. So I've just been going into my spare bedroom where I've got shelving units full of parts, and a lot of the stuff is in final 2K primer. It just needed to be sanded and painted, so I just brought them out here and sanded them down with some 500 grit and shot them. So I got a little bracket here. This goes on the stud on the oil pan. This holds my transmission lines on. I made that out of a piece of strap. And then here's my TV cable, transmission kickdown cable bracket for my transmission. Bolts onto the carburetor flange. I've got this was a chrome vacuum advance cover I bought, real cheapy thing, like $3 or something. And I blasted it with my blaster and then epoxy primed it and then sanded it down and just painted it with that single stage black. Then I'll silicone this onto the vacuum advance on the HEI just to make it a little slicker looking. And then these are little access covers that go on top of the cowl. But anyway, so I'm just going along doing parts and pieces and stuff like that. But anyway, I've got a lot of stuff done in the last week. I've got some other things on the table here done in 2K, final 2K. They just need sanded and painted. The gas door is ready. Well, I mean, all that yellow primer stuff on that table, and these gas tank straps are ready. Some of the stuff I've kind of up in the air on colors, whether it be a silver shade or a black shade. Just kind of winging it as I go along. But anyway, I've 2K'd the quarter panel on the 55 the other day. I'll take you out here. So I got this quarter panel 2K'd on the 55, but the whole rest of the car, the roof, the back half, the edges, trunk jam, everything is final sanded, 500 grit wet and ready. Now all I got to do is blend that quarter panel by wet sanding it. This car is ready to repaint again. I will be painting this car this week. I've got my crossbar here that I made on. I've got a fin style tranny cooler, so tube style. I'm using it in conjunction with the run and the radiator just for a little added extra. This does hang down like if you did this like I did on your car on a 55.6. I don't know about a 7, but 55 and 6 for sure. You would completely see this underneath the bumper. I used an old front bumper and I sectioned it and then cut it in pieces and put it back together and built brackets, and it bolts on underneath my chrome smoothie bumper. And I cut a rectangle in it and plated it in so it looks like a mail slot in your door, and it's direct airflow for this. So that's why I did that, so you'll only see a little bit of that vent cooler through that. A little something different. The bottom of a bumper on a 55 is up higher than the bottom front of the rocker, so I think I made it like 2¼ inches wide But anyway, I ended up looking good. So anyway, I'm gonna paint the top of the deck lid, the gas door, the glove box door, and the whole back half of the car the same day, sometime this week, depending on weather. I don't know when that's going to be. But this is my extended glove box door, and there's lots of body work and metal work done on this because I took out the cup holder indents. They're just little bitty things. They're really kind of worthless. Even if you set a coffee cup on there and you turn the corner, your coffee cup's going to fall over. Anyway, nice little tip here. This is a piece of 1/2 inch wide, 1/8 inch thick strap from Lowe's. It's like $4 for a stick of it. I drilled a hole in each end, and on this end I bent a 90 in it, and I screwed it to the glove box door where the hinge goes. This allows you to hold onto this like a handle, and you can hold it with your left hand and spray it with your right. Unless you're left-handed, then it'd be opposite, obviously. But you can turn that all different directions to paint all these little oddball areas without having to do one side and then flip it over and do another side at a later time. But anyway, when you're done painting it, you can turn it upside down and hang it on the holes that you drilled up here on a hanger. That way, just a little easier for me to paint little stuff like that is build fixtures. I have a lot of fixtures here. I've got quite a few for G-body stuff too, like mirrors and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm pretty much done with the black single stage on all these little parts. And right now I'm going to move on to my silvers and grays. Trying to mix up, I've got several different shades of grays. I've got a dark gray, a medium gray, and I got a silver. Of course, they all got different wild names, but I don't want to spray the few things that I have all the same color. I kind of want to break them up a little bit. I like that splash of color for detail. It just looks a little more detailed instead of using the same color on everything. Anyway, I got my washer jar bracket here. This is bare metal. I'm going to shoot it with some epoxy, and I'm just going to go right over it with some base coat and clear coat after that. But I'm going to try to get the wing nut painted, that bracket painted, and my washer jar lid that I've customized here. And there's probably a few more things. I'll go in there to the spare bedroom where the shelving units are and grab, look around at the parts. There might be a few other things to paint. I've got my gas tank straps here. These are originals. I straightened them out the best I could, but I drilled speed holes in them because why not? You know, got speed holes in a lot of stuff. I was originally going to paint them single stage gloss black, but the gas tank's that galvanized, you know, like a factory stock one. It's a galvanized color. So I may paint these a gray shade, just so it kind of goes better with it, I think, instead of being black, because they'd really stand off on that silver tank. I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm just kind of winging it going through here. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to paint a whole bunch of more little parts and see how much further I can get. And it seemed like I painted another part black, and I don't remember what the hell I did with it. If you can hear that in the background, neighbor kid, he's a member of the band, and we've got a few of their other bandmates over there. I think they're practicing, but kind of nice. Not kind of nice, it is kind of nice. They're really nice. I kind of dig it. My radio is messed up. I keep hitting the power button, nothing's happening. I guess I'll try to unplug it and plug it back in, and sometimes it locks up and I can't get it to work, but I tend to work a little better when I have music. But I guess that's it, guys. I don't know what to do with that other part. Yep, they say that's the first thing that goes.